I gotta loosen up, loosen up, loosen up. Hi there, it's Anthony, and I'm about to react to another episode of The Walking Dead. So this is season 1, episode 4, called Vatos. Now, Vato is a term used in Spanish-speaking regions to refer to a man. So I'm assuming we're gonna be coming across some people from Spanish-speaking regions in this episode. Don't really know how else to guess what could possibly be about to go down, but based off the last episode, this should be pretty interesting. Last episode ended with Merle. It was revealed that he had to cut his hand off to escape those handcuffs. And it wasn't completely shown yet how he got off the roof, I don't believe. So I guess we're about to find that out. And that's about all there is to it, man. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. I'm really enjoying the show so far. So let's stop wasting time and just get straight into it. The Walking Dead Season 1, Episode 4. Vatos.
I only spent my entire childhood with my ass in a boat.
So he taught them different things.
It was all about getting the hook seated. They were fishing for the dinner table.
Maybe Florida wasn't hit so bad. Maybe it's better there.
I wonder how much
Think you have a bite?
was hit. Like, I know Georgia was
Maybe with the
obviously
wrong
hit really
nuts.
badly. Was like Russia hit badly?
No crying rule.
Guess we'll figure out. He just seems so much closer to the city in that last shot. I guess it was just the perspective of the camera. Either way, they're still pretty close to the city, though. It still seems like they might want to move out a little bit further.
Got a do-rag or something?
Do-rag. Bro, I just heard that bug. Their sound design is pretty cool on this show. Having prophetic dreams and stuff. Sheesh. Man, okay, so I do always respect it when a TV show just does something all the way, like, unexpected. Like, I was not expecting that for that horde to come up and just start killing some of the people that seemed like they were about to be main characters. That was pretty unexpected for sure. So wow, man, that just, oh my goodness. And when I went and I was thinking like, and yeah, I was thinking during their little thing where they were peacefully sitting around the campfire, I'm like, oh man, something's about to go down, because whenever it's this peaceful, that always means something crazy is about to happen. I thought maybe Merle was gonna pull up since they made it seem like he got the van. So I'm guessing it was still him that got the van though. Like, it wouldn't have been them dead people that got in the van and drove away with it. I don't think, at least. So yeah, man, it wasn't Merle. It was a horde of walkers. So yeah. So this was a cool episode. Felt like it went by pretty quickly. Like, actually, I was surprised to see it was only 5 minutes left when it was 5 minutes left. The thing with the Vatos just shows how very much on edge everybody is in this world, I guess, at this point, because it was really all just a misunderstanding. Kind of. I mean, at the end of the day, at the beginning of the day, they were both going for those guns. So in a way, that did kind of make them, enemies in a way. But also, what's his name? Miguel? What's his name? That was walking up on Daryl, and then I guess Daryl didn't know what he was doing. He was asking about his brother, so he was kind of aggressive to him, and Miguel was yelling ayúdame, because I guess he thought that Daryl was trying to hurt him, and that means help me. So then the people that came it was going to be on site either way, but by the time they got there, Daryl had already kind of pushed him to the ground, or something happened. I don't remember whether he struck Daryl first or what, but either way, they were starting to get into something when those people ran up. So then they started jumping Daryl. It was just like so many different misunderstandings. Like, maybe if Daryl had known what Udemy meant, he could have been like, wait a minute, no, I'm not trying to do anything to you. Stop yelling to people. Or at least he would have known that somebody was coming. But he clearly didn't know. So he was just, not thinking about the fact that somebody else was about to come. Even the fact that the guy was yelling should have told him that. But anyway, yeah, then Glenn came up with the guns and they took him instead of the guns. I guess they weren't able to get the guns. So yeah, felt like a big misunderstanding, because then when they get there, like, the fact they were acting all like, I mean, they were tough, I guess. They were like pretty bad, but then they had that whole like thing going on in the back. Like, that's pretty crazy. Also kind of funny. He was like, wait, why were you doing all this when you had all this going on? It's like, really, like, these were just some kind-hearted dudes, but they were doing all that, I guess, because they felt like they had to, because they felt like these people were threatening them, talking about, you know, they were going to cut his feet off and all this stuff. So it's just, it was a big misunderstanding on both sides. Both sides wanted the same thing, kind of, and it ended up getting kind of violent almost. When at the end of the day, you see what a calm discussion can do. You see both sides are trying to do the right thing. It was enough guns for both. So I'm glad that that got worked out. I'm still not sure that I'm completely clear on what Rick's plan was when he went back, though. Because, you know, he said he wasn't going to give them the guns. And it was just Rick, T-Dog, and Daryl. And they just walked in there and, you know, had all those guys pointing those guns on them. And so he said, like, so basically, I guess it was seeming like it was about to be a shootout. And he wasn't in cover or anything. He was just right there in front of the guy. So if he shot the guy, all those guys could have easily shot him. So I wasn't sure what his plan was there. It felt like they kind of got lucky in, you know, the fact that that lady walked out and started saying all that stuff and asked them to follow. Like, that's one of those situations where, like, I mean, it would have been awesome if that happened in a situation where they hadn't come there with seemingly a plan, and it kind of maybe felt like they were, like, you know, stuck in a situation that they couldn't get out of. But then, like, that lady comes in by happenstance in a way, and basically it's kind of like the universe helps them out. But because they went back there in a way where you would imagine that they had some type of plan, but then it doesn't really seem like they had a plan, and they just got lucky by kind of something happening by happenstance, it did make it feel a little weird to me. So unless I'm missing something and they set it up to where that lady was going to come out, that part did feel just like a bit of a weak narrative choice to me. I don't know. I just felt like it didn't reflect well on Rick and them and their planning ability. I guess that shows how good Glenn's planning ability is, though. It just really didn't seem like there was any way out of that if they hadn't gotten lucky with that lady. So what were they thinking when they just walked up in there? They should have went back for her, but it seemed like they should have had a better plan than what they did have. Unless I'm missing something. Jim going crazy, digging the holes and everything. That was, I mean, it was a nice way to show the weight of this situation and the severity of everything going on. And it also acted as some nice little foreshadowing to what was to come. You know, he was doing that, then he talked about his dream, but he couldn't remember what it was. And then that ends up being, I guess, what it was about. And I mean, I wonder how that's explained. I guess it's just, he just happened to have a dream. I mean, like, are they really trying to, like, insinuate that he has some type of prophetic ability, or was it just one of those things where, like, you know, you kind of have a dream and, I don't know, I guess maybe just based off intuition, and then the things actually kind of come to light. That's interesting to me. But it definitely did act as really nice foreshadowing for what was to come. And the moment they started that scene out with them two fishing, I should have probably had an idea that something bad might have been about to happen to one of them, because they wanted to give us an idea of their relationship, sort of, and then, boom, Amy's dead. So, wow. And of course, it still is so cool seeing things that I recognize in places that are really familiar to me on this show. That's been one of my favorite parts of this experience, just literally like almost seeing my childhood on this screen. It's so weird. But yeah, I wasn't expecting to see this many familiar spots. I knew it was filmed in Georgia, but it just feels like it's been so familiar to me so far. I've seen my college on here, I've seen my church on here. It's just weird. But anyway, yeah, I guess that'll close it up for now. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about it. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And head on over to my Patreon if you want to see the full uncut version of these Walking Dead reactions. As well as see them weeks and eventually even months ahead of the schedule that I'm posting them on YouTube. So, yeah. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all later.